Hey guys, Zot here, and welcome to another edition to the Rated Battlegrounds series, in which we cover talents, gameplay, and tips and tricks of the most popular specializations in Rated Battlegrounds. In today's guide, we'll be covering Mistweavers. All information in this guide has been given to me by Makcie, aka KungFuKenny. He has been one of the highest rated Mistweavers in Rated Battlegrounds since Warlords of Draenor, achieving many feats such as finishing number 1 on the ladder multiple times and managing to go 246-0 in Season 5 of Legion. First of all, as always, let's cover talents in Rated Battlegrounds. There is predominantly 2 specs you will be playing based on the map and composition you are facing. These are Surge of Mist and Ancient Mistweaver Arts. We'll cover which spec to play and why you play it later, but to start off, your talent should look like this. For the level 15 talent, you take Chi Wave. This is due to the other 2 not offering much, and Chi Wave is an instant spell that does a little bit of healing and fits into your rotation better. As an added bonus, you can also use this to spin bases if required. For the level 30 talents, it's recommended to take Chi Torpedo. This compared to the other 2 gives you the maximum amount of mobility and allows you to keep up with your flag carrier or rotate to bases faster if required. As for level 45 talents, you'll be wanting to take Mist Wrap. This gives you the ability to channel Soothing Mist while moving, and also reduces the cooldown of your enveloping by 1 second, giving you the most healing per second when compared to the other 2 choices. On the next row, Ring of Peace is your best option. This is a great ability when used well and brings so many possibilities. You can use it to ring the tunnel on flag maps from your flag carrier to escape. You can use it to knock people down on Eye of the Storm. You can even use it on targets that are caught in a stun to make sure that the enemy is unable to connect. For the level 75 talents, Healing Elixir is the preferred choice. It's great for 2 reasons. First of all, it can save you when you are stunned, meaning you will have enough time to live and get your important cooldowns off. Secondly, because it gives you extra healing in a team fight. You can use the Healing Elixirs manually to keep up your Vim and Vigor, or just for added healing in drawn out team fights. For the next row, you have 2 options, depending on what your honor talents you are running. The first being Summon Jade Serpent Statue. For Statue, you will be wanting to take it when running Surge of Mist. This is due to your Soothing Mist not being interruptible, and your statue will also channel Soothing Mist even if you are not. Secondly is Invoke Chi Ji, the Red Crane. This is better when playing Ancient Mistweaver Arts, due to AMA being a burst healing spec, and Chi Ji fitting better into that style of healing. Also, when playing AMA and not healing, your statue will not continue to channel Soothing Mist like it would if you were Surge. For the final talent, you'll be wanting to take Focused Thunder. This is insane for Mistweavers in Rated Battlegrounds, as it allows you to get out 3 Renewing Mists instantly in teamfights, giving you some insane healing per second. Now let's move on to honor talents. Overall, they should look like this. For the first row, you'll be wanting to take Gladiator's Medallion. The reason behind this is that being able to get out of crowd control when required is an important trait in Rated Battlegrounds. If you are left at a base to defend, you need to be able to trinket to spin the flag and also need trinket to survive in smoke bombs from enemy rogues. On the next row, the best option is always Vim and Vigor. This gives you the highest healing output and is relatively easy to keep up for the most part, because you will be running with 2 other healers. Also, you can use your healing elixirs to keep your Vim up. Next up, for the third row, you'll be wanting to take Yulon's Gift. This just simply gives you the mobility and allows you to kite around with your Chi Torpedoes, as it dispels all snares, allowing you to freely move when required. Now the 4th tier is what defines what spec you'll be playing. You have 2 specializations. First is Surge of Mist. You'll be wanting to take this versus most composition simply because you gain a lot more healing through Soothing Mist and your statue, and you are uninterruptible. Also, the burst healing from AMA is often not needed on most maps, and will only make it so you go out of mana faster. However, Ancient Mistweaver Arts is the preferred choice on flag maps due to the insane amount of healing you can put out to keep your flag carrier alive. Next up is the penultimate talent, in which you should always be taking Counteract Magic. Your highest healing in Rated Battlegrounds is always Renewing Mist, and this makes your Renewing Mist heal for 135% more, so is the natural choice. However, in rare occasions versus teams that literally have 0 magical debuffs, you can take Chrysalis for the shorter cooldown on your Cocoon. For the final talent, the best choice is Refreshing Breeze. This simply buffs the healing of your Vivify by 20%. When playing Surge of Mist, this is better, but if you are playing AMA, then Fortune Turned offers a higher amount of single target healing, so is the preferred choice. Now that we've covered what talents you should be playing, it's time to talk about gameplay and where Monk fits into the meta. Monks are super strong due to their flexibility. They are great teamfight healers as well as being great single target healers with AMA. Also, they are the most mobile out of any healer, so it will often fall on you to rotate to bases where a healer is needed, which can be done quickly with Chi Torpedo. For rotation, when playing Surge of Mist, it should look like this. Number 1, you should always Thunder Focus T on cooldown. Number 2, Renewing Mist times 3 until you have it on cooldown. Use Enveloping Mist on the target being focused, and then Chi Wave off cooldown, and then Vivify as required to top the raid. Your main rotation when playing Surge of Mist is generally quite simple. Your aim is to get out as many Renewing Mists as you can while using Enveloping Mist on cooldown on the target being focused. As you can see here in this clip, Makcie immediately pops his Thunder Focus T and gets up 3 Renewing Mists onto the raid before the teamfight starts. He also makes sure to do the 2 other most important things, and that's get his Transcendence down in a safe spot and to make sure to summon his Summoned Jade Serpent statue. After this, he uses Enveloping Mist on the targets being focused and casts Vivify when his Enveloping and Renewing are in cooldown but people still need healing. When playing Ancient Mistweaver Arts, your rotation is a bit different as it mainly focuses on single target healing. For this, you will want to Soothing Mist on the target taking damage, Enveloping Mist onto the target, Renewing Mists, and then Thunder Focus T if used to top them. For AMA, the general rule is to have it Enveloping onto the target you are healing for the healing increase, and then to Renewing Mists and cast FUs to top them with Thunder Focus T as required. You can still AoE heal a lot with Renewing Mist and Thunder Focus T, and even Vivify if needed. Monks also have a few defensive cooldowns at their disposal. These are Life Cocoon. Life Cocoon is a massive shield that not only applies a big absorb to your target, but buffs all healing over time effects by 50%, as well as also applying Renewing and Enveloping with the talent Mists of Life. This cooldown is best used on a target under focus by the enemy team, where your heals simply won't be enough to keep them alive. Fortify and Brew. This is your self-defensive as a monk. It increases your health by 20% and also decreases the damage you take by 20. This lasts for 15 seconds and is best used when you know you are going to be the focus from the enemy team, as you are unable to use it while you are in a stun. Revival. This is a raid-wide instant heal that does a moderate amount of healing to everybody, then also applies a heal over time for 30% more due to the trait Blessings of Yulon. The most important part of Revival is that it removes all magical debuffs from your team, which is insane in rated battlegrounds where most compositions are damage over time based, so you can completely reset and remove all the damage over time effects onto your raid. Shaylun's Gift is your artifact ability that builds up to 12 stacks. This is a very strong single target heal that can be used to top people, but is a relatively long cast time, so should be used wisely. This is best used when somebody is low and you have a high amount of stacks. Transcendence Transfer is a 25-second cooldown portal that you can use to portal back to the destination where you set it to. This is the difference between a good and a bad monk. It's important that you set this up in a good position that you can use wisely to avoid damage and kite your enemies. Tips and tricks. In this section, we're going to be covering a few tips and tricks that are worth knowing and can be used in some situations. First of all is Essence Font. Essence Font, when channeled for the full duration, gives you a 30% movement speed increase, thanks to the artifact trait Light on your feet. Combining this with your 60% speed increase from your rolls can give you some insane mobility. Healing elixirs are a great way to keep yourself alive when in stuns, but are often overlooked by many people as a way to keep up your vim and vigour, and just to do some raw healing per second with. Ring of Peace is a great tool to stop people following your flag carrier. On maps like Wusun Gulch, you can Ring of Peace the tunnel and let your flag carrier get away while the enemy is stuck behind your Ring of Peace. Invoke Chi will interrupt people capping bases for the whole of its duration, allowing monks to be able to defend for its duration. That just about brings this guide to an end. Thanks all for watching, and be sure to let me know what you think about these RBG videos in the comments. And as always, plus skill if you enjoyed.